Yo, what's up? How's it going? It's been a minute since I jumped on and done a vlog, but it's a nice day today. Saturday morning. It's about 10:30, so I thought I'll just come out. Got the bike out, and I thought I'll take you on a bike ride. Chuck you on the bike on here. This little thing. Chuck you on the bike, and you can just come for a bike with me. I might stop at certain spots and do some talking, whatever. But yeah, so we're up at Waitangiroa right now. Do a bike through P-Town, starting up here. I think the markets are still on, so we'll head over to the markets, Waitangiroa more, and then we'll see where we end up. I'll probably head through the east side of P-Town, so like Cannons Creek and that, down into the city and end somewhere down there. But yeah, might go something to eat, do a little review on some food or something, and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's us. We'll go, we'll start our bike ride, eh? Alright, later. Alright, I'm back again. I had a first little ride. We went through Waitangiroa market just then. It's pretty small market, eh? It hasn't always been up there. It's maybe been there for like 5 to 10 years. It used to be down in Porirua Centre, And back then it was massive. It was a huge market back then. And then it moved up to Kineperu, behind the hospital areas, and now it's been up at Waitangirua, behind the mall. But yeah, when it was down on Porirua, those were the golden years of the markets. For the people that remember, yeah, they know. They'll say the same thing. It's still a cool little market though, so you can get some, you know, all sorts of food. I saw they have some like little knockoff brands and stuff like that. I don't know if they're knockoff, but I assume they are. Some Gucci and stuff like that, as all markets do. You get some vegetables there. But obviously the main thing everyone goes there for is the kebabs. I was thinking about getting some kebabs for the video, but I'll be honest, I don't really need to. I've had them enough. And this might be a hot take, but I reckon they're overrated. Like, I don't know. When I was young, I loved them. Now, I don't know. I don't know if the meat's changed or the sauce has changed or something's changed. Maybe I'm just older and I just don't fuck with it anymore. But the other thing is, they were always $1. And then they went to $1.50, you know, inflation. But now they're $2 a kebab. I can't justify spending $2 a kebab. But I know probably every single person in that line spends at least 20 or 50 bucks. Yeah, I just can't do it myself. And then the next part we went through was the actual Waitangirua Mall, like the strip. And what's good to see about that spot is they have a lot of new shops now. When I first came up here, I think it was just the dairy, the laundromat, and the fish and chip shop. Now they've got a big bottle store there, which probably isn't the best thing for the community, but it is what it is. Got Nami and his Magic King Burger. I was hoping Nami was there. I'll stop by and say what's up to him. But he wasn't there. They've even got Domino's there. They got a barber there, and they got their shop that I stopped at. I'll put it up on the screen again. It's called Sweet & Co. And if you're ever in Waitangirua and you got a sweet tooth, stop in Sweet & Co. Everything I've had from there is so good, and it's local. It's made by local people as well, so show them some love. And then yeah, just went around, got the park and the courts and all of that. But I thought I'd stop here quickly. Yeah, over here in the back, we're at Marae. And I think it's mad that we have a marae straight in the community. Like, there's marae, and then there's the shops in there where we just went through. This is the Wharenui right here. We're outside the Wharenui, and personally this place holds a special place for me in my heart, because for people who don't know me that are watching this, remember about 18 years ago, my older brother, Porirua, he passed away in a car accident. And I don't know the ins and outs of how it went down, like after his passing, but from what I've heard, obviously my parents were distraught and stressed, but I don't know if they wanted to take him back home. I don't think so. Like, back home, when I say back home, I mean Gisborne, up on the east coast. But I think, you know, we weren't rich at the time. We were quite broke growing up. So trying to organize a funeral, all of a sudden, it's expensive. If you don't know, death is expensive. And from what I heard is Porirua opened their doors for our family. And this is where we had my brother's service, was up here. And either way, if that's how it went down or it didn't, I'll always be eternally grateful. Grateful to Porirua for that reason alone. And that's kind of like, to be honest, my first memories of the Waitangirua area. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd come up here and share that with you guys. Maybe I'll talk more about my brother in a future video, but yeah, we'll see. The only shame is right next to it now, I've got the new transmission galley running straight through. I'll try to have a look over the steps. Yeah, that's the new highway. But it's probably a good thing for the community as well. See, it comes right out. There's the lights just over there. It comes right out at the shops. And my prediction is their Waitangi Moor area is just going to keep growing. It's actually a moor. It used to be, from what I heard, used to be an actual moor. Like there's a supermarket there and everything. There's a little diagram over there that shows how the layout used to be. But yeah, I think I've yabbed on enough, gone on enough. I just wanted to stop here, show you Maraeroa, and show some love to Maraeroa. We're gonna continue on that way, down towards the creek on our bike. I'll show off the bike quickly, Got the Zenith. Some bike shots. It's actually my little nephew's bike. I don't have a bike, so I had to wax his bike for the day. But yeah, anyway, let's continue on.
This is a journey into sound.
Alright, look, I knew I said I wasn't going to talk much during this vlog, or I said I don't know, so I guess I lied. But I just thought it was buzzy coming through there. I had to talk about it. I thought while I was biking through Warspite that I'll pop through a few streets, like a few of the known streets. I can't go through all of them, but I'll pop through a few of them. And when I went on to Castor Cruise, now everyone in P-Town knows Castor, I just saw all those new houses that had never been there, which was crazy for me. Like, they say gentrification, you know, and like I know Porirua, it's happening in Porirua, but that's a prime example of it. They just carved a whole new street through there. I think it's called Wakaama Street. And you can see behind me as well. The same's probably going to happen at this block. If I remember, if my memory serves me right, this used to be units, a block of units. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying it's just interesting to see. To be honest, the units that were here were ugly, but yeah, I don't know. It's just buzzy to see Porirua changing as I'm getting older, but change is always going to happen no matter what, you know? And change is not always a bad thing. But I just thought it was worth mentioning. Yeah, anyway, we'll continue on. Look at that. Look at that. It's just an example of what I was just talking about. It's a whole suburb right there. That's crazy, right? Hope you can see that. Hope y'all can see that. Look at that. And again, it's not a good or a bad thing. It's just a thing that's happening. But yeah, I might actually go for a bike around there. I was gonna come out back onto Warspite, but I might go back around there, just have a look. Whew. Oh man, getting a workout in. All right, where were we just in? Where the hell were we? Oh, we were up there. We were up there just then, and now we're down the other side. I think this part also used to be I think this used to be units as well. This whole area over here. I was thinking, yeah, like, you know, the downside to this happening is that the people of Porirua, a lot of them will become displaced as time goes on because they won't be able to afford to live in this area anymore. Porirua has always been known as a low income area, but that's actually shifting. Like I just saw again the other day, the rates for homeowners went up again. I'm not a homeowner, so I don't know too much about that, but I still like to keep informed about what's happening in Porirua. So I'm on the Porirua page and every year I see the rates going up, and as a renter that's not a good thing for me either, because that just means the rent's going to go up as well. Obviously if people have to pay more for their home that they own, then obviously the rent's going to go up, and just makes the area more expensive. And the city council say, oh, it's you know, for the parks and the waterways and the roads and everything like that. Mate, the roads around here are fucking shocking. There's potholes everywhere, the water smells like fucking shit. You know, the parks have been the same for as long as I can remember, so I don't know where their money's actually going. Actually, I have a hunch, and I think a lot of people have a hunch, and it's going straight into the people who work at the Porirua City Council, is going into their pocket. That's what I think. And I think yeah, someone needs to do an investigation on them, man. And I know anyone from Porirua who watches this, they'll probably agree with me on that. You know, now they got the paid parking down Porirua too. Yeah, Porirua is just becoming a more expensive place every year. But yeah, I've stopped here. There's a church over here. You probably saw it when I was facing the other way. Something you'll notice about Porirua is there's churches everywhere. It's a very religious place, and it's a staple of the community, a lot of these churches. It's got a huge, Porirua's got a massive Pacifica community, you know, and they all attend these churches, and I think it's cool, bro. It's one of the things that makes Porirua Porirua. Aside from Porirua stuff, I'm enjoying this bike ride, eh? This is a good way to spend my Saturday. I haven't been for a bike ride for like, fuck, I don't know, it's been that long, maybe 5 years. But yeah, a lot of changes, and just down there as well. Just down there too, you would have saw all those houses I went by. They were all flash, bro. They were all nice. It's like, fuck, am I in the creek, or what the fuck? Am I back in America? That's what I felt like for a second. It's like going through some American suburb or something. But yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. Made it down to Cannons Creek. One battery down already. Got 2 batteries left, so I'm gonna have to keep these talks pretty short. But yeah, we stopped down here in Cannons Creek. We're behind the shops right now, over by the boxing academy, just over here. I was watching the Poly Wide video, couple weeks back when they dropped it. Go check it out. It's a mad video. I'll chuck it over here. Over here? It's got the Bro Killer flows in it. The Bro Jar. I've shot videos for both of them as well, where they had features in. I'll drop them over here as well. Go check those out too. Yeah, I make music videos, people who don't know. That's what kind of got me into this, like making my own videos, own YouTube stuff. Is for people who know me, I've always got a camera on me anyway. I'm always rolling with a camera, and I enjoy making content. I genuinely just enjoy making content, any content. Like I started streaming as well. I've chucked up some gameplay stuff on here as well on this page. So this page will just be content creation of all sorts. And I have another page that I've started with my music videos. I'll check it over here as well. Go check it out. But yeah, the reason I brought up that Porirua video was the old boy on it. He said this area here, this building here, which is the boxing academy, used to be the top tavern, I think it was. Now that's before my generation. That's my parents' generation. But if you're from Porirua, or you have parents from Porirua, you've heard of these old bars that used to be in Porirua, these old pubs. And from what I heard, they were pretty rough, eh? Like, they had a lot of scraps went down in these pubs. And don't get me wrong, like, Porirua was a pretty rough place back in the day. Like, well, I'll say really rough place back in the day. Even when I was growing up, it was a lot rougher. But it's changed a lot. And that's why, like, this video is not, it's not a hood walkthrough. That's not what it is. If I was gonna call it anything, it's a community walkthrough. I think Porirua now is more of a community than a hood. What Killer said on that video was bang on, is everyone knows someone from this area. If you're from this area, everyone knows someone. Even if you're not from this area, people know someone from Porirua. Or they got family in Porirua or something like that. But yeah, so yeah, I just thought, like, I always wanted to do my own video of Porirua. Like, I've seen a lot of videos in the past year come out about Porirua, but they always kind of just touch on the same places, like Cannons Creek and the city centre, and nothing really else. That's why I wanted to, like, go for a proper bike through of some of the streets. Like, we just went through Castor. I'm about to go up through the heart of some of the streets of the creek now, because my nana actually used to live there, and when I was really young, like 5 years old, I used to live there as well. And I actually remember one time when I was young, I came for a walk. I was like 5. I walked from their house down to Cannons Creek. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'll continue on, go through a bike ride through past the creek shops, past the cage over there, the courts, and then through the streets, and then down into I will go through Mount Gavin, and then down through Porirua city centre. Seavers Grove. Hey, look. Street dog. From Porirua, something you gotta get used to. Street dogs. I just wanted to stop here quick. There's this house here behind me. I don't want to film it too much, someone's house. But they used to be my nana and granddad's house. I used to live here on Seavers Grove back when I was about 5 years old. I don't know, I can't remember how many years, but for a couple years this is where I was. It's kind of where my P-Town journey started, I guess, over here. Seavers Grove, number 190. But yeah, that's all. So we're in Seavers now. I'm going to continue on down to Mungevin. That's a rip-off. Time for a lunch break, eh? Man, what a ride. Made it to Mungevin. This is Mungevin. Actually, these are gonna think I'm lying, bro. I used to live in Mungevin as well. I can't even remember the street name. It was maybe from like the age of 19. Actually, when I left Kinniperu, London, we moved to Mungevin first, and we spent a few years there. So a lot of Porirua feels like home to me. But anyway, we got a mince and cheese pie from the North City Bakery. A lot of people dog on these pies, bro. I don't know why. I thought they were like the best pies in Porirua. Nah, it's not the fanciest place, but out of all the bakeries, if I was gonna stop at a bakery and get a pie, it has to be North City. That's a lot of people's go-to bakery, you know. Mince and cheese pie. It was $6, bro. $6.50 or something. It's fucking expensive. It's alright, bro. It's all good. Maybe not as good as I remember, but still pretty good. Give you a look at the inside. Yeah. Just average pie. No, not average. Better than your average. Average, decent bakery pie. Nothing fancy though. Right. Gotta save the battery, so I'm gonna smash this back, switch off the camera. Alright. Finish the pie. I'm gonna be honest. If I was to chuck it on the tier list, I have to give it a B, bro. B tier for that pie. Almost a C. You know, there's nicer bakeries, there's fancier bakeries around, but North City Bakery is like your standard bakery in Porirua. Like, it's probably the most popular one, I'd say, in Porirua. Not the fanciest, but yeah, like your standard P-Town bakery. They've got one up in Mungavin and they've got one down in the city centre in Porirua, where we'll be heading next. Mungavin's busy, bro. It's always busy on a Saturday. As you can see behind me, probably, there's lots of cars, non-stop cars passing by, people walking by. I don't know if you can see down there. It's all the netball courts, and they've got netball games going on at the moment. Behind me over here, you got some families kicking around soccer balls and people grabbing lunch. It's about 12 o'clock now, 12 p.m. So yeah, this battery's almost out. I'll be honest, I don't know if I charged my third battery, so fingers crossed I did, and I can finish this vlog. I'm gonna head down the city centre next. Maybe just have a bike around there and probably head over to the harbour. Maybe we'll wrap up the vlog over at the harbour. Yeah, thinking that's the plan. Alright, B tier for that pie. Put more cheese in it, North City Bakery. It's $6.50, bro. Come on. Who drove the fire truck into the window?
Rayas.
This is pretty much the Porirua city centre. But you see, oh, when I was talking about earlier, when I was talking about the markets and that, this is where the markets used to be, this whole car park. Yeah, before they had these seats, before it was all flash like this. There's toilets down there, the cafe, all of that stuff. Every Saturday morning this place would be packed with stalls, and like I said before, man, that was the golden times of the Porirua markets. That was the best times. You got paid parking down there now, which is brought in from those fellas over there, the city council. Like, they've improved the area a little bit, but to be fair, it hasn't changed too much, but it's constantly getting more expensive. But I guess that's like everywhere in the world, eh? But yeah, continue on down to Porirua Harbour on this ride along. This video is probably long enough already, so we'll keep this real short. And yeah, let's get out of here. We made it to the Porirua Harbour though. Have a look. Wraps all the way around. All the way around there. Just stopped over here by this this sculpture here. I think it's a hook. There's a poem here. It says, "It will be like this one day when I sail home to die. The boat crunching up onto the sand, then wading through warm water to the beach. The friendly voices round me in the darkness, the sky dying out behind the trees of Omoka and reaching out of hands. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Omoka, the Dark Lord of Savaki. I had to get off the bike. Oh, I need a stretch. Alistair Te Ariki Campbell. He must have wrote that poem. He's a poet. I don't know what it means, but I like the poem. We'll go on this side over here. The harbour behind me. Yeah, it's a nice one, eh? It was a bit of a ride, eh? It's about, what's the time? Let's have a look. It's 2:30. I think we started this around 11. That's 3.5 hours I've been biking for. We started on the other side of that hill. Across the harbour, across the motorway, on the other side of that hill is Waitangiroa, where we started. You know, there's a lot of other areas in Porirua. We got Tite Bay over here, we got Takapuahia over here, the Pā. It's funny, you won't believe me again, but I also lived over at the Pā for a couple years. Te Arawi Street. And yeah, man, I love the Pā. They had a community gym over there. A lot of good times over there with friends. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny. Every place I've stopped, actually, I just realized every place I've stopped, I have lived there. We started at Waitangiroa. That's where I'm currently based. Then we stopped in the creek. I lived there when I was young in Seavers Grove. And then we stopped in Mungavin, and I lived there when I first moved back to Porirua. I think the street name was Mexted Crescent, and then now we've stopped here. The only place I haven't stayed is in the city centre, but there's nowhere really to live in the city centre anyway. But now we're stopped here, and I literally just used to live up there, over in the Pā, Te Arawi Street. But yeah, then you got the bay. If you continue on, down there is the bay. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, I've always wanted to do a vlog about Porirua, and I thought the best way to do it for me would be to just do a ride through on the bike. That way we get to see a lot of Porirua. Like I said, I've seen people doing vids of Porirua, but it's always just like in the creek or something like that. Like, they never showed the streets, and I feel like, you know, the streets in there, the fuck is that? And that, you know, the people, they talk about those areas. The people from those areas, they'll know those areas, and maybe they'll appreciate seeing those areas in the video. I don't know. But yeah, this is probably the only like neighborhood thing I'll do, like neighborhood walkthrough I'll do, like in New Zealand at least. If I travel around the world, obviously I'll do places around the world, but I don't know, maybe Auckland or something. But yeah, I just wanted to do Porirua because it's a part of me. It's a place that I've grown up in. This is where we'll end the vlog, down at Porirua Harbour. It's beautiful, man. I just wish they had taken care of it. If you don't know, a lot of Porirua's waste gets pumped out into the bay down there, and I think a lot of it ends up down here. You can't swim in here. Can't swim in here, can't fish in here. If you fall in, you're tapu now, bro. You're tapu now. Could you imagine if they had of taking care of this place, or they put money into this harbour, they put work into this harbour to bring it back to what it should be. When I had no job and I was just like bumming it, I used to go down to the library quite a bit and just read, and I love history, and I was looking up the history of Porirua and things like that. And this area, actually, they used to do a lot of they reckon, this is what it said, that this harbour used to be filled with whales, and they actually had a whaling station back in the late 1800s, maybe a couple all through here, and I don't know, maybe 100 years ago, they actually used to be able to find whale bones all along this harbour, and then maybe in like the 30s, 40s, down this section down here, because the harbour wraps all around, they used to have horse races down here as well. I just thought that was some pretty cool history. From the Elsden, I think Elsden used to be quite like a popular place for breeding horses and raising horses. Then they used to race them down along the Porirua harbour. Yeah, this place here has a lot of history, and I think a lot of the early Māori settlers in this area settled here around the harbour. I even saw some photos back in the, must have been like the 50s or 60s, of fishermen killing it in these areas, getting loads of fish. Yeah, I just think Porirua, if this harbour was maintained and life was brought back to it, and imagine you could swim in it, everything, it'd be a main tourist spot in New Zealand. But then, to be fair, I probably wouldn't be able to afford to live here anymore. The prices would skyrocket, so yeah, but I don't know. It's something I know I've talked about the council quite a bit in this video. I'm not political or anything at all. I'm not that smart, but yeah, I think if there's something the council should focus on the most, it should be the harbour. It's the biggest asset that we have in Porirua. Yeah, some of my earliest memories are even down here with my mum. We used to go down here. I must have been 4 years old. We used to eat fish and chips down there. Yeah, I don't know. This place, it's a beautiful place. You can see so many people walking around, people walking dogs, people biking, kids scootering. Yeah, just imagine what it could be though. At the moment, sometimes you see water rats, all sorts of shit. Sometimes it smells out here. Yeah, it's I don't know, Anita Baker, figure it out. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, I could go on and on and on. Yeah, but first I think they need to focus on the infrastructure. Hello. Yeah, the infrastructure needs to come first before that can happen. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to the topic of the vlog. Yeah, that was Porirua, my ride through Porirua. Well, that's the east side of Porirua. Like I said, there's all these other suburbs, areas. It's too big to do in one vlog, and I don't know, this vlog's probably like gonna be like over an hour at least. If anyone made it to the end, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Yeah, nothing else to say really. Yeah, that's Porirua. Oh, by the way, one more thing I just want to say is, don't be like me, eh? If you're riding a bike, wear a helmet.